Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through some of the best and worst tattoo videos I could find. Let's jump into it. I got a show for you. How to piss off your tattoo artist. If you are not sure why I would be pissed as a tattoo artist seeing this, that is absolutely disgusting. Taking off a wrap in a gym. Not really so much for herself, like it's kind of gross to be like, walking around with your tattoo unexposed at a gym, but it's way grosser for the gym goers. I've gone to a gym. I like the gym. I hit some weights. I'm like, woo, I'm a strong guy. You unwrap a tattoo at the gym and I'm gonna look at you sideways, dude. I don't want any of your sploosh that comes out of a tattoo on gym equipment ever. Your grody, bloody arm should not be near any workout equipment at all. Obviously for your own sake, because it's just dirty and you don't want a tattoo, but yeah, dude, come on. Have some common courtesy around here. On to the next.
And I've honestly never admitted this out loud. Just don't get the tattoos. They're so fun and they're so cool and they're so meaningful in the moment and you love them. And then you're not going to anymore. There's
nothing to learn here. Some people regret their tattoos, obviously. That's part of getting tattoos. But let's hear more, I guess.
There are about 5 tattoos on my arm that I cannot stand to look at. And granted, some of them are matching tattoos with people. First of all, never get a matching tattoo with a significant other, let alone just never get a matching tattoo with a significant other. It's a curse and it's also just a bad idea.
Okay, so a few things. One, I wouldn't even expect this girl to have tattoos at all. If she did have tattoos, the thing that pops out to my head is she's probably into fine line, I'm guessing. The idea that this type of girly, and I'm saying that more in the sense of she looks like she carries Starbucks. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna stereotype her a little bit and be like, I don't see that fitting into your lifestyle from the most basic optical way. Obviously I'm making a lot of judgments here, but we all see it. She loves Erewhon, okay? She loves it. Do I think that she should be getting tattoos off of the top of my head? I'd probably be like, maybe not. Obviously getting significant others tattoos, not a good idea. But Erewhon,
And if you're married, I just don't think it's ever a good idea. Also, I went through a phase where I had blue hair, I had purple hair, I had pink hair. I dressed very differently than I do now.
At least she addresses it. She's like, I'm a girly. I don't know how else to phrase that, but girly, I'm gonna let her continue, but I think where she's gonna go with it is that she had an aesthetic phase that is something like purple hair and pink hair and kind of a little more punky vibe. And that was a phase. And it led to getting tattoos that are not a phase because they're there forever.
Wasn't trying to be professional in any way, shape, or form. I was kind of just a punk, I guess. And that reflected in the way that I dressed and the way that I accessorized. So some of the tattoos I got, they're so stupid, right? I'm not saying that tattoos are unprofessional. Mine are. I have a mango ollieing on a skateboard on my arm. I have a stack of pancakes on my arm. And when I'm personally going to speak on a panel at Forbes or at the World Government Summit in Dubai, I'd rather not have a pancake on my arm for people to be like, all right, I can't take this girl seriously. Because whether we like it or not, people do judge you based on your appearance. And it could be...
I have spent some time in my life around people who love Erewhon. Okay? The Erewhon types, okay? They're professionals. They're trying to do big things. They talk about revenue and they talk about fancy words. And to those people, I mostly know those people because my brother-in-law, to those people, tattoos are unprofessional. 100%. 150 million%. Tattoos are unprofessional. Do I think that they're unprofessional? No. Some of the greatest businessmen I know have tattoos, probably because they're in tattooing. But if you think for a moment that you want to get into the business Erewhon loving type of thing, tattoos probably ain't going to be beneficial unless you're drummer. I don't know. I love Erewhon. No, I'm just kidding. I went there once. I thought it was way overpriced. This girl loves Erewhon. On to the next. Okay, we got some nose sculpting. This is such a bad idea. I don't know for sure because I don't know a lot about permanent makeup. When it comes to tattooing, permanent makeup is a stretch of my knowledge. But for the most part, I have never seen good permanent makeup. And this just seems like such a dumb thing to do, to sculpt your nose with some, make a big circle. And so when you look, there's some shadow. Bruh, don't do that, okay? If you are tattooing yourself, you are not going to look natural, right? There's no reason to have any sort of pigment on your skin that isn't from your skin. So the moment you do something like this, it will stand out. It might not stand out immediately, and maybe this is light enough that it's just gonna add an accent, but I highly doubt that, okay? Permanent makeup, unless you're doing eyebrows, I think that you could do eyebrows and make it look all right. Seems silly to me. On to the next. 2 hours of tattooing in 40 seconds. Now, if you're a tattoo enthusiast, this guy is doing a tattoo, so it's perfect for you. The biggest takeaway for me on this tattoo that we're looking at, this giant circle that they're stipple shading every little bit of it is that quality takes time. This is going to look great, and it took a lot of time. Now, one of my weaknesses as a tattooer is I'm impatient as shit, okay? You want me to do that, and I say, no thank you. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather work at Frito-Lay's, okay? I wanna package some Funyuns. I prefer to do that, okay, than this. This gives me anxiety because I'd want to die, okay? Standing there or sitting there for 2 hours going like, gives me anxiety, okay? You know how I know I don't want to do this? Because sometimes I have to do this. When it comes to like a big giant Japanese back piece, all the background that makes the tattoo so beautiful pretty much is my own personal hell. When I have to just like I love it because I love the end results, but it kills me getting there. And watching this, I'm like, 2 hours of my life to make that circle and make it look perfect? I don't got it. So this is a shout out to CAIO Ribs. And man, that looks great. Good for you. You got the patience of a patient person. I got the patience of not you, okay? Beautiful work, looks great. It looks interesting, it looks dark enough. Just overall, beautiful tattooing. On to the next. Now, it wouldn't be a Kirk Fagan tattoo show thingy-mabob without showing you some garbage. Tattooing bruises. Now, similar to the discussion we had earlier about permanent makeup, nothing about putting color into your skin will look natural. Bruises are natural, especially when I hit you with them, okay? You're gonna have big old bruises because I'm a super tough guy. Okay, I work out at the gym, I unwrap tattoos at the gym, and I'm super strong, and if I punch you, you're gonna have a hell of a bruise. No, our bruises are natural, and tattoo pigment, which is what she's pounding into that person's arm, are not. Okay, so the moment you just start pounding color into a body, you're not gonna get anything that really resembles a bruise. What you're more likely than gonna get is a color bomb that looks like a hippy-dippy tie-dye shirt, okay? That does not look like a bruise. The last picture looks like a hippy-dippy heart, okay? It looks like you're gonna smoke a fatty, you're gonna get out of your Volkswagen bus, and looks like tie-dye. It looks like tie-dye. So a lot of you guys know we live in Mexico and a lot of stuff happened over the weekend here in Mexico. We are totally fine. My shop is fine. Pepe is fine. The whole team is good. We're all safe and home when everything occurred. Luckily, it didn't venture too close to us, maybe about 10, 15 minutes down the road. But for the most part, our shop is totally fine, totally normal, and we will continue rocking as usual. You know, obviously it's a sensitive thing and weird to happen, but we're good. Thank you for reaching out to everyone who reached out to us. On to the next. What isn't totally fine is this neck bomb, okay? What we're looking at is a cyber sigilism throat banger, or at least that's what it appears to be. What we're really seeing is a cyber sigilism white throat bomb covering scars. Now, I've gone back and forth on this tattoo, back and forth, ping-ponging from thought to thought. I've actually filmed this twice. I appreciate you letting me do that. Here's my thoughts. 1, is this going to cover up scars? The answer is obviously no. Will this cover up the scars for a period of time and make it so distracting that you don't see the scars? Maybe. Do I think covering up these levels of scars, which if you can't see them, they are large. Like large enough that they're large, okay? Like yes, you have to zoom in, but yes, we can see them. And if you're someone who's insecure about these scars, which for obvious reasons, they're on your neck, it's almost your face, it's right there when you have discussions with everybody, I feel for it. What's my best opinion here? Do I think putting white over it is gonna help in the long term? No. Will it make you feel better about it right now? I hope so. But would black be a better scenario here? I don't think so. I don't think so. If you put black cyber sigilism on the neck without being like, you'd have to go so big that I think it just wouldn't look good, even though I think cyber sigilism looks good never. In case you're a noob here and you've never heard of cyber sigilism, it's pretty much just like a weird tribal thing. This. Do I think it would look better in black? No. Do I think it looks good in white? No. But maybe it made this person feel good? I don't know. On to the next, I guess. Now, something I can just be like, yes, this is great. Horror tattoos. Zombie ass motherfucking tats, dude. Do I like zombies? No. Does creepy stuff excite me in any way? Not at all. You know what doesn't excite me? Creepy stuff. I know a lot of you guys like creepy stuff, and I am sure a lot of people assume that I'm like the creepy master guy because I have tattoos. No. I don't want to watch horror movies because I find them uninteresting, and I'm a big scaredy cat. Am I a scaredy cat? I'm not that big of a scaredy cat. I do get scared and I go, why did I watch that crap? But I don't get like super scared. I just find it the least interesting. I'm a man's man, dude. I'm a man's man, dude. I want to go do some farming. I want to go do some wood chopping, and I like war movies, okay? Sue me, okay? Do I like horror movies? No. Will I watch them because my girlfriend makes me watch them? Yes, yes. That, actually, she doesn't do that very much. But if she did, I'd be like, I gotta watch some horror shit. You know what I really like? I like watching people react to horror movies. Jungle Mist, The Boys, enjoy your shit. But everything else around, horror, it does nothing for me. Randy Connor tattoo does something for me. This is a beautiful tattoo, and this is a place where I look and I go, how did he know what colors to do? I don't know. Does it look great? Absolutely. Zombie face traditional thing. On to the next. This is New Age tattooing. I haven't decided what is a good name for this type of bodysuit where it's just a bunch of crap piled on top of each other. I don't know. I think we should call it the 2020 tattoo starter kit, okay? This person who has a bunch of tattoos is covered in tattoo artists who started in 2020 by themselves in isolation and thought that these tattoos look good. I've met at least 20 young tattooers who started in 2020. I would say half of them did like the normal route of like, either starting at their house and not being very good and just like progressing and became like somewhat good tattooers, or they waited till the end of the pandemic and then got apprenticeships. Now there's this other 10% that were like, I'm an art student or post-art student and I do my own style and I'm gonna become a world traveling tattoo artist. And then 4 minutes later, like literally on the clock, they were like, I'm gonna go travel the world and be a world famous tattooer. I've met a lot of people like that. I've tattooed at shops like that where they were filled with people who do crap ass tattoos like this. And I have nothing but love and respect for them and nothing but disrespect for the way they tattoo. I find it appalling. I find it crazy that you would learn how to tattoo and then 4 minutes later be like, I'm famous at it and I'm gonna pile crap onto people's bodies. That is a weird mindset. As someone who's made the decision, I'm gonna pile crap onto people's bodies, I go, don't I want to warm up? I just need a warm up, okay? No, that weird cartoon with a peace sign and a bones thing does not belong on this guy's neck, okay? The 2020 I'm friends with tattooers starter kit. I went to New York art school. I don't even know an art school. That's how uneducated I am as an artist. I don't even know a prominent art school. But I was friends with a guy who went to art school, and all of his art friends took a bunch of acid and then tattooed Willy Wonka on my front torso while he was doing a front flip, and it looks like garbage because I'm garbage. And my mind is garbage, and your mind is garbage for looking at it. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Nothing but respect for you. Nothing but hatred for everything you produce. But you're cool, I guess. You're cooler than me, okay? That you can sleep at night being like, I am cooler than that fucking ass face who said I suck on the internet. That part, for sure. On to the next.
Oh, so you want to be a tattoo artist? Here's what you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. You're going to have to be a tattoo artist no matter where you go 24/7. This is something my tattoo mentor tells me all the time. You have to be a tattoo artist at the grocery store, at school, at work, at parties. My husband and I personally have rules that he's not allowed to tell people at the party that I'm a tattoo artist, because you know what's gonna happen as soon as they hear that? They're gonna tell me all of their ideas. They're gonna ask for price quotes with no intention of coming to me. And they're all going to wanna show me the tattoo they got 30 years ago when they were 16.
Can't agree more with what she said, okay? It's very true. As a tattoo artist, when I go anywhere with people, the fact that I'm a tattooer gets brought up. Now, I'm very good at being like, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. Am I going to make a TikTok about complaining about it? Probably not. Is it true? Probably. Okay? I don't want to talk to you about tattoos outside of a tattoo shop or outside of this scenario here. Why is that? I don't know. I'm a lazy f***ing turd. I don't want to be doing my job when I don't have to do my job. I've met tattooers who are the guy that wants to talk about tattooing 24/7. Someone's beeping a horn, I'm gonna talk right through it. I've met those people. I don't even like those people, but they're there for you at that party. They're your guys. On to the next.
That's what the fans want to see. That's literally what the fans want to see. Do you understand? Like that's what they want to see. And that's what the fans want to see. That's what the fans, I promise you, want to see.
Ed Sheeran has got to have the worst tattoos of all time. Looking at him makes me want a 2020 I'm friends with a tattoo artist who went to art school bodysuit. I think that's the word we're gonna go for. I'd prefer that. I'd prefer that over Ed Sheeran's tattoos. In fact, I think Ed Sheeran's tattoos are worse than the worst atrocities ever. Like, it's not funny to take something like an awful scenario and laugh about it, but his tattoos are that bad. Okay, the worst atrocities to have ever happened to anyone's body. I'm just kidding. I'm taking this too far. I apologize for my actions, okay? I also apologize that you guys had to see Ed Sheeran's tattoos, okay? What can we learn from Ed Sheeran's tattoos? Don't go to whoever he went to. First takeaway. Second takeaway, this is what happens when you are a great artist in one area and an awful artist everywhere else, okay? If Ed Sheeran made music the way he has tattoos, it'd be the worst atrocity to ever happen to music. His tattoos tell a story, and that story is to stop and turn around, okay? That is the story. What makes his tattoos so bad? Obviously, there's no structure or idea here. It's just a color bomb, so he looks like hippy dippy tie-dye shirt. and everything about his tattoos look like garbage. I am a professional word-speaking person that talks about tattoos. That is my job title. I can't even describe to you what makes his tattoos look so bad without just going, like, I don't know. They don't look good for obvious reasons. Why is there no structure here? Why is it just color after color after color after color all the way through from the top of his navel to the bottom of his navel and everywhere around his navel? Okay, everything just look bad. They just look bad. I'm gonna have to just end it there. On to the next. Now, something that doesn't look bad, but is extremely experimental is this. I've mentioned handshakes, snake tattoos time and time again, I would say. Maybe not. Maybe I've never mentioned him. I think I've talked about him or her before. I don't know with the name like handshake, snake, tattoo, but this is very interesting. You did something interesting. In tattooing, it's very hard to do something that is interesting, unique, and well tattooed. This is like the dilemma. Most people just do something that's unique and interesting and never get too well tattooed. Or they just do unique and they just do interesting, never get too well tattooed, okay? There is a line. You walk this line. I walk alone, what's that song? I walk this lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. You walk a line, and there is good and there is bad when it comes to tattooing. It is very simple. Good, bad, nothing more, nothing less. What's gonna look good for as long as possible, given the circumstances that you're given, having skin, versus bad. What's just not good tattooing for the length of the person's life? Ed Sheeran, bad. You can't see what they are, just a fucking flurry of color, and it's just not good, okay? This, extremely good. Unique, well executed, beauty of a tat. So sick. That tat looks cool. On to the next.
The tattoo industry is 100%.
Oh my God. Another whiny bitch in tattoo. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Neo tattoos, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what you got to say. Let's hear it.
The tattoo industry is 100% oversaturated. And no, I'm not just an old head complaining about nonsense. This is so real. I just went to go get my tattoo license renewed. And I asked the guy, because we were in the conversation about how many tattoo artists there are in this area. And my man at the office told me there are 357 tattoo shops in Osceola County. Not artists, shops. 357 shops in this county alone, not counting all the other counties surrounding us, okay? Let's call it a mild estimate of 3 artists per shop. I ain't good at math, but let me tell you, that's a lot of goddamn tattoo artists to be going around. But let me tell you, if you're not willing to put in the work right now as an artist to work Instagram, work TikTok, work your social medias, and actually let people know that you exist, you're cooked, buddy.
Wow, some actual insight with some actual thought and some actual math and numbers and things. In fact, I'm gonna go find out what he's talking about. Neo tattoos. N-I-O tattoos. Where do you tattoo? Central fucking Florida. Okay, 370 something tattoo shops with anywhere between 1 and 10 tattooers. That's pretty like normal. Average 5, right? Seems fair enough. That's a shit ton of tatters. That's 1,500 tattooers in one area, one county. Mind blowing. Now, maybe I had a tattoo license for like a week. So what does that tell you? That tells you that 1, there's a lot more tattooers than are actually in the area. And some of those are even actually good quality tattooers. I just always was like, yeah, I'll get the license next week. And then they never hit me back up. So I always just dodged them. You know, like who needs a paper trail, son? If you're a tattooer and you don't have a tattoo license, that's not a recommendation, okay? I'm just saying, I don't like things like that typically in tattooing. I think tattooing should be more wide accepted, and the people who are best at it should rise to the top, and the ones who aren't good at it fall off and stop tattooing. I guess that's kind of like the nature of how I approach the idea that tattooing is oversaturated. What do you do in order to get it less saturated? I don't think there's anything. Tattooing is saturated. If you want to be a tattooer in 2026, I guarantee you someone will watch this in 2048. Maybe not. Maybe, who knows? If you want to be a tattooer in 2048, you better be rock solid. You better work your ass off. You better have some natural talent going into it because, bro, you are going to get left behind. I will be honest with you guys right here, right now. If Kirk Daniel Fagan, wanted to be a tattooer in 2026, and I had to start right now with the skills I had when I was getting into tattooing, I would not make it as a tattooer. Full stop. That is it. Like I'm good at tattooing. I became better at tattooing. I would say that I'm closer to great than I am to bad, but I am still far from competitive in today's world as tattooing, in my eyes, kind of. Of all the tattooers in all of America, I think I'm in the top 70%. But given the numbers we just heard, that doesn't mean shit. Like just real stuff. Real stuff. What's my best advice for a young tattooer? You better be the best, and you better work your ass off. You better quit all your bad habits of doing druggos, or those druggos better make you better at being an artist. Some people work like that. I never did. I just liked putting things up my nose. Quit if you want to be a tattooer. On to the next. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. An acetate table. Not really an acetate table, my bad. A stencil table. Very cool. They put all the stencils, they put some goop on top of it. It dried and the goop was see-through so you could see all the stencils underneath. Beautiful, and the stencils look great. HC Tattooer. I don't know if you do good tattoos, but judging by your skills of doing that and making the stencils look cool, I'm sure you're great. On to the next. Mini tattoo studio designed for convenience. No need to take time off. Forest management for availability. I had a thing about a thing, talking about a thing when it came to this thing. I can't say whether this is a good idea or not. It looks short and I couldn't stand up in it and I bang my head on things. Tattooing out of a tiny little shack. It's probably not a good idea. And I think I'll leave that there. I appreciate you. Thank you so much if you reached out to us. We're doing fine. If you like this video, I think subscribe. I should have asked you guys to subscribe like forever ago, and I totally forgot. But yeah, I don't know. Do your thing. Ciao.